You finally have the talk. Your child says all the right things, and then nothing changes. You're back to reminding, pushing, and wondering if anything actually stuck. The truth is, commitment isn't about one conversation. It's about consistent action. So how do you help your child stay on track? And that's what we're going to talk about in part 3. See, the last time we talked about how to have a powerful conversation that encourages commitment. If you haven't seen that yet, you could watch that video right here. Now, in this video, we're focusing on what happened after that talk. How to help your child take action and stay consistent without you having to micromanage. And so, in part 3, we're talking about taking action. We'll be looking at 3 different stages: collaborative planning, how we'll let them take the lead; building ownership, encouraging them to take responsibility; and finally, last but not least, follow up and support, the balance between encouragement and accountability. How we'll be creating a system for tracking progress and offering encouragement. Collaborative planning. Let them take the lead. Once you've listened to their thoughts, it's time to work together on creating a plan that truly resonates with them, and you can support them every step of the way. Instead of just setting outcome-focused goals, try focusing on the output-focused systems or processes that will help them get where they want to go. Let's talk about the difference between goals and systems for a minute, and why systems are more effective. When we talk about goals, we often focus on a specific outcome, something we want to achieve. For example, I want to score 20 points in a game, or I want to get an A in math. While goals can be motivating, they're often tied to a single result, and once we reach that point, we can lose momentum. Goals can also be frustrating if progress is slow or if external factors don't align perfectly. On the other hand, systems are the processes and actions you commit consistently in order to make progress toward the goal. For example, instead of saying, I want to score 20 points, a system will be focusing on developing daily practice routines, refining a shooting technique, or improving fitness and consistently reviewing game footage. If you want to learn more about the difference between goals and systems, I urge you to watch this video right here, where I go into greater detail. In a nutshell, goals focus on something, and systems focus on becoming someone. It's all about basing it on an identity-driven approach. That is, who is your child becoming as an individual? So, start by brainstorming areas they want to improve in academics, sports, and personal growth, so they don't just have to have targets to aim for, but also a clear system for progress. When it comes to setting a system, make sure they are realistic and actionable. Rather than fixating on a specific outcome like making the varsity team, think about a daily or weekly process, like practice shooting for 30 minutes 4 times a week. This shift to a process-oriented approach makes growth feel more manageable and sustainable. You can still incorporate the SMART framework, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. Building ownership, encouraging independence and responsibility. As you set goals together, it's important to encourage your athlete to take ownership of their own journey. When they feel responsible for their own commitments, they are much more likely to stay motivated. Empower them by giving them control over their choices and goals. You might say something such as, what do you think would help you the most right now in your sports, school, or personal growth? Let's figure out the steps that will help you to get there, and we'll create a plan that works for you. I'm here to support you, but I want you to feel like you're in control of the direction you're taking. Instead of reminding them constantly, try say something like this. Based on our last discussion, what's your plan for staying on top of your workouts and homework this week? By saying this, you're aiming to achieve several things. 1. Encourage responsibility. You're promoting your young athlete to take ownership of their schedule and commitments. 2. Promote critical thinking. By asking for their plan, you're encouraging them to think through their approach rather than simply following instructions. And 3. Reinforce accountability. This question reminds them of previous conversations, reinforcing that progress requires follow-through. And 4th, build independence. It shifts the responsibility from you to them, empowering them to manage their time and tasks proactively. And last but not least, show support, not control. Your tone conveys that you're there to support, not micromanage, while still holding them accountable. This is a great way to foster life skills like time management, organization, and self-discipline, qualities that will benefit them far beyond sports and academics and later on into life. Also encourage them to track their own progress. Maybe a journal, a checklist, or a simple habit tracker will do the trick. I personally love habit trackers as they can be powerful tools to build self-awareness and accountability. Follow up and support, the balance between encouragement and accountability, creating a system for tracking progress and offering encouragement. With clear systems in place, it's important to establish how you track their progress and offer encouragement along the way. You can suggest regular check-ins to stay on the same page without overwhelming them. For example, how about we check in once a week every Friday, just to see how you're feeling about things. During these check-ins, be sure to celebrate their commitment and effort, no matter how small, letting them know that their hard work doesn't go unnoticed. You could say something such as, "I'm really proud of the effort you're putting in. I want you to know that I see it, and I'm here to cheer you on every step of the way." Make sure to celebrate small wins. Like I mentioned before, you want to catch them doing the right things and focus on that. You could say something like, "I saw you stuck on your study schedule this week. That's awesome. Keep up the good work. It will pay off soon." And if they fall off track, guide them back without criticism. Here's a way you could frame it. "Hey, what do you think got in the way this week?" This type of question encourages them to reflect on obstacles themselves, fostering accountability, helping them come up with solutions independently. And there you have it. That wraps up part 3 and the whole series. Now your child has a roadmap for taking ownership of their journey, and you have the tools to guide them without feeling like you're constantly pushing them. The more they feel in control, the more they'll commit, not just in academics, sports, or in their general life. By applying everything we've covered in this 3-step series, you'll create a real shift in your child's mindset toward commitment. And most importantly, you'll be able to sleep better at night as well. If you're ready to turn this conversation into action, make sure to download the Power Statements cheat sheet. It's a game changer for helping your child stay motivated without feeling pressured. In closing, let me say this. This series is by no means an exhaustive guide to everything needed to help your youth athletes succeed holistically. It's just a starting point. As a parent or a guardian, you need to adjust things to fit the unique character of your own child. It might feel overwhelming at first, but trust me, getting started is the real challenge. Once you take the first step, you'll begin to build momentum. I'm here for you, so don't hesitate to reach out in the comments. Now, there's even more to supporting your child's success. And as a parent myself, there's one thing I've noticed with youth athletes. As parents, we sometimes don't have the right answers according to our children. And that's okay. Sometimes we need to involve other people who our kids look up to. This is where role models and support systems come in. Exposing your child to people who inspire long-term commitment can be incredibly powerful. Surrounding them by individuals who lead by example will help reinforce the values you're trying to instill and keep them motivated in their journey. And sometimes it's as simple as mentioning an alumni or even a superstar athlete. The key is to find support systems that can reinforce values and skills that you're trying to nurture at home. And this is why I'm here. So please, like I said before, don't be shy to reach out in the comments. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. What strategy are you excited to try? And if you missed part 1 and part 2, go watch them right here to get the full picture. And remember, you've got this. Peace.